Welcome to Biggest Spoilars, the destination for exclusive spoilers, latest updates.
The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra takes Daphne's advice, Brooke and Donna worry about their family, and Katie makes a protestation about Luna. At Brooke's place, she and Donna bandy what Will's haggling with as Ridge walks in. He grunts about Luna and blames this all on Bill Spencer. Across city at Bill's place, he's also condemning himself. Katie assures him that Luna's a master manipulator. Bill apologizes to Will. Luna wouldn't have been suitable to go after him if not for me. The Napoleon keeps beating himself up as Will and Katie assure him. At Brooke's place, she and Donna bandy what Will's haggling with as Ridge walks in. He grunts about Luna and blames this all on Bill Spencer. Across city at Bill's place, he's also condemning himself. Katie assures him that Luna's a master manipulator. Bill apologizes to Will. Luna wouldn't have been suitable to go after him if not for me. The Napoleon keeps beating himself up as Will and Katie assure him. Back at Brooke's place, Ridge keeps raving and his woman worries about how much this is importing on Will and Katie too. They reappraisal the rape. You can see Luna carrying his baby is getting to him. Brooke sighs that Katie's trying to be strong for her son, but she thinks it's starting to take its risk. They recall how they nearly lost Katie when she was pregnant with Will, and recap the story of the heart she got from their late family, Storm. Over at Bill's place, Katie becomes decreasingly agitated over what that wine did to her son. Now, there's an innocent baby involved. Their grandchild is inside that lunatic's body. Luna's fantasy. In captivity, Luna's cellmate taunts her for being knocked up and locked up. She squinched up. Want me to hit you again, she offers. Luna declines, staring that Will cares about her and it's only a matter of time before she's out and living her stylish life. As a guard leads the cellmate out, she assures Luna that her offer still stands. She makes a punching stir. Formerly alone, Luna tells her baby that its daddy will get them out soon. She can't stay to be with Will and to live in that house. With that, she slips into a fantasy about being Will's woman. What's Daphne's advice? At Forrester, Electra pauses making jewelry to look at a print of her and Will on her phone. She's standing there looking forlorn when Daphne appears. You're thinking of Will, aren't you? The nose is sorry for what Electra's going through and asks if there's anything she can do. Electra wishes she appreciates her caring. Daphne urges her to hang on to her love and go to him. At Bill's place, it's Will's turn to rant. Katie can't stand what Luna's doing to him. Bill urges his son to open up about his passions. Will explodes that his entire life has turned upside down, and he doesn't know what to do. Katie smothers that Luna will no way be a part of his life. They will love the child, but Luna will no way have a place in the Spencer family. The final scenes. At Brooke's place, Donna declares that Luna is living in La La Land. Brooke and Ridge phenomenon that Will isn't indeed interested in her. They're upset about Electra too. Ridge says she's tough, he just hopes this thing with Luna doesn't get between her and Will. At that moment, Katie tells Will that he was the target of an evil bloodsucker. She victimized that baby too. Will be there for his child. Katie assures him the family will be there for him too. She gives him the sincere Logan/Spencer Vim talk. Bill chimes in, your mama is right. Electra creeps in and hears Will fussing about the drama he's bringing into her life. He can't lose her. Electra walks over to him and they embrace, expressing their love. The air in Los Angeles was thick with a toxic cocktail of rage, guilt, and despair. The scandal surrounding Luna's pregnancy had sent shockwaves through the city's most powerful families, turning living rooms into war rooms and love into a battlefield. For Will Spencer, the world had shrunk to the suffocating confines of a single, inescapable fact: he was going to be a father, and the mother was the woman who had violated him. This reality was not just his to bear, it became a crucible for the entire Spencer and Logan clans, testing their bonds, their sanity, and their very definitions of justice and family. A house divided, the Logan sisters' agony. At Brooke Logan's impeccably decorated home, a different kind of storm was brewing, one of quiet, maternal terror. Brooke and Donna sat close on the plush sofa, their coffee untouched and growing cold. The topic, as it had been for days, was their nephew, Will. "I can't even begin to fathom what he's going through," Donna murmured, her voice laced with a sorrow that seemed to age her. "He's just a boy. To have his trust, his autonomy, stolen like that, and now to be shackled to her for the rest of his life through this child." Brooke nodded, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "It's a nightmare. And Katie, my God, Donna, I'm so worried about Katie. She's putting on this brave face for Will, being his rock, but I see the cracks. I see the fury simmering just beneath the surface. It's starting to take its toll." The heavy tread of Ridge Forrester's footsteps announced his arrival before he even spoke. His face was a thundercloud, his usual suave demeanor replaced by a visceral anger. He didn't bother with pleasantries. "That girl," he grunted, the words dripping with contempt. "Luna. She's the source of all this poison. And we all know who opened the door for her." He didn't need to say the name. It hung in the air between them, a specter of past conflicts. Bill Spencer. This is all on him. His carelessness, his endless manipulations, his toxic influence. He brought this chaos into our family's orbit, and now my grandson is paying the price. Brooke reached for his arm, a placating gesture. "Ridge, blaming Bill doesn't change the situation. Will is the one suffering. We need to focus on him." But Ridge was too far gone in his indignation. "Focus on him? How can we, when the architect of this disaster is probably across town, already plotting his next move? Bill doesn't get to play the victim here. He never does. The Spencer Fortress, a citadel of self-recrimination. Across town, in the sterile, modern opulence of Bill Spencer's penthouse, the architect was, in fact, doing the very opposite of plotting. He was crumbling. The mighty dollar Bill Spencer, a mogul who had conquered boardrooms and broken hearts with equal ruthlessness, was a shell of his former self, consumed by a guilt so profound it was almost palpable. "I did this," he said, his voice uncharacteristically hollow as he stared out the floor-to-ceiling window at the city he once felt he owned. "I handed my son to that predator on a silver platter. I was so blinded by my own agenda, so convinced I knew what was best, that I didn't see the snake I was inviting into our lives." Katie stood by his side, her small frame rigid with a protective fury. "Stop it, Bill. Just stop. You are not the villain here. Luna is a master manipulator. She played us all. She saw an opportunity with a powerful, influential man and his vulnerable son, and she took it. Her actions are her own. You cannot carry this burden." Will entered the room, his youthful face etched with a weariness no young man should ever know. Seeing his son, Bill's composure broke further. He turned, his eyes pleading. "Son, I am so sorry," Bill choked out. "She never would have gotten to you, she never would have had the chance, if not for me. This is my fault." Will shook his head, a gesture of exhausted forgiveness. "Dad, no. You didn't force her to do what she did. You didn't know." But Bill was a man accustomed to wielding power, and in the absence of a corporate enemy to crush, he turned his formidable will upon himself. He was a boxer pounding his own face in the mirror, and neither Katie's reasoned arguments nor Will's weary absolution could pull his fists away. Katie's reassurances were a life raft he refused to grab, preferring to drown in the sea of his own regret. The unraveling, from concern to conspiracy. Back at Brooks, the conversation had taken a darker, more fearful turn. Ridge's rant had subsided into a low, simmering growl, but Brooks' anxiety had only escalated. "You see how he is, Donna," Brooke fretted, pacing the length of the room. "The idea of Luna carrying his child, it's consuming him. It's changing him. And Katie? God, we almost lost her when she was pregnant with Will. Her heart was so fragile." Donna's hand flew to her heart. "Oh, Brooke, don't even say that. It's too horrible to think about." If it weren't for Storm, her voice trailed off, the memory of their selfless, late brother who had given his heart to save Katie's life casting a sacred, somber shadow over the room. Exactly, Brooke whispered. Storm gave her a second chance at life, a chance to be a mother to Will. And now that very son is being tormented. How much is one person, one mother, expected to take? Meanwhile, at Bill's penthouse, Katie was reaching her breaking point. The calm, supportive facade she had maintained for Will's sake began to fracture, revealing the raw, maternal fury beneath. That bitch, she seethed, the word exploding from her with a venom that made both Bill and Will flinch. What she did to my son, it was evil. Pure, calculated evil. And now there's an innocent baby involved. Our grandchild is growing inside that lunatic's body. The biological connection was a horrifying paradox, a child born of violence, yet still a Spencer, still a part of their bloodline. The conflict between wanting to protect the baby and loathing its mother was a torturous knot in the pit of her stomach. Luna's delusional sanctuary. While the outside world saw a monster, within the cold, gray confines of her prison cell, Luna Nozawa saw herself as the heroine of a tragic romance. Her reality was a carefully constructed fantasy, a fortress against the harsh judgments and concrete walls. Her cellmate, a hardened woman with cynical eyes, took a break from taunting her. Knocked up and locked up. You really screwed the pooch on this one, princess. Want me to hit you again? Might take your mind off things. Luna merely smirked, a serene, knowing expression that infuriated the other woman. No, thank you. Will cares about me. He knows I would never do anything to hurt him. This is all just a terrible misunderstanding. It's only a matter of time before he gets me out of here. As the guard led the cellmate away, the woman shot Luna one last look. The offer stands, she said, miming a punch. Once alone, Luna cradled her still flat stomach, her voice a soft, cooing whisper. Don't you worry, my love. Your daddy is going to come for us. He's going to take us away from this horrible place, and we're going to live in that beautiful house together, a real family. With that, she closed her eyes and slipped into her favorite daydream. She was no longer in a jumpsuit but in a flowing white gown, walking down the aisle toward a beaming Will. He was waiting for her at the end of a flower-strewn path, his arms open, his eyes full of love and promise. It was a perfect, sun-drenched fantasy, a world away from the angry threats and worried whispers that defined her actual existence. A friend's counsel and a lover's resolve. At Forrester Creations, the usual buzz of creativity felt muted. Electra, one of the company's bright young designers, stood motionless at her workstation, her tools idle. In her hand, her phone displayed a photo of her and Will, their faces pressed together, laughing in a moment of untainted happiness. The contrast between that memory and her current reality was a physical pain. You're thinking of Will, aren't you? The voice was gentle. Daphne, the office's empathetic and perceptive intern, often called the nose for her uncanny ability to sniff out gossip, approached with genuine concern, not curiosity. Electra sighed, locking her phone. Is it that obvious? I just feel so helpless. He's in so much pain, and there's nothing I can do. I'm so sorry you're going through this, Daphne said softly. It's an impossible situation. But if there's anything I can do. I wish there was, Electra replied, her voice thick with emotion. I just feel so lost. Daphne placed a comforting hand on her arm. Then don't get lost in the sadness. Hang on to your love for him. Go to him, Electra. Right now, he doesn't need space, he needs you. Your presence, your love, is the one true thing he has in all this madness. Don't let that lunatic take that away from you both. The words struck a chord. A flicker of determination replaced the sorrow in Electra's eyes. Daphne was right. Retreating into her own grief would only leave Will to fight his demons alone. The final confrontations and a promise of unity. The tension in Bill's penthouse had reached a fever pitch. Will finally broke, his controlled composure shattering. My entire life has been turned upside down, he exploded, pacing like a caged animal. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel. I'm going to be a father, but it feels like a death sentence. Katie's heart broke for him. She will never be a part of your life, Will. Never. We will love this child with every fiber of our being, it is innocent in all of this. But Luna will never have a place in the Spencer family. I will make sure of it. Bill, finally pulled from his spiral of self-hatred by his son's anguish, found his voice. Your mother is right. We are Spencers. We are Logans. We stand together. We will get through this, as a family. You will not face this alone. It was at that moment of raw, familial declaration that Electra, having taken Daphne's advice, quietly let herself into the apartment. She paused in the doorway, unseen, just in time to hear Will's most vulnerable fear. I can't lose Electra through all this, he confessed, his voice cracking. I'm dragging her into my drama. What if this is too much for her? That was all she needed to hear. Electra stepped forward, her presence causing everyone to turn. You could never lose me, she said, her voice clear and strong. Will's head snapped up. Their eyes met, and in that single glance, a universe of understanding passed between them. He crossed the room in 3 strides, and they fell into a fierce, desperate embrace. I love you, Will whispered into her hair, his body trembling with relief. I love you, too, Electra whispered back, holding him as if she could physically shield him from the world. We will get through this. Together. Across town, Brooke, Ridge, and Donna were arriving at their own conclusions. Luna is living in La La Land, Donna declared, shaking her head. She actually believes Will wants this. The boy isn't even interested in her, Ridge marveled, his anger momentarily displaced by disbelief. I'm worried about Electra, too. This is a lot for any relationship to bear. Brooke nodded. She's tough, that one. But we all need to be tough now. For Will, for Katie, for each other. The battle lines were drawn. In one corner were the united fronts of the Logans and the Forresters, armed with a righteous fury and a determination to protect their own. In another was Bill Spencer, wrestling with a guilt that threatened to consume him. And in the starkest corner of all was Luna, armed with nothing but a dangerous fantasy and the unborn child who was both her greatest liability and her only bargaining chip. The baptism by fire had begun, and the promises made this day, of love, of support, of retribution, were about to be tested in ways none of them could yet imagine.